So today's show is inspired by a most recent upload from the Sensible Living with Money Mom channel. Thank you, Dawn. Dawn talks about in the video, of which I'm going to list below, things that she used to consider frugal, but she doesn't consider them frugal anymore. So, similarly, I said, you know what? I'd like to share some of my ideas too, but I'll be back in a minute. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi, this is Jan. I'm from New York City. I love to help people save money, aim, and more with the Save Money and More channel with Jan. I'm Jan. So there. All right, so I want to talk about with you today some frugal things that no longer work for me. Again, thank you for the inspiration with your video, Dawn, from the Sensible Living with Money Mom channel. Her video will be listed below. All right. Thinking that all things homemade are always going to be cheaper in the long run. That is not necessarily the case. Maybe a while back I might have thought that, maybe 20 years ago, whatever. But as time went on, I realized not necessarily true. Here's a simple example. Let's say you're at the grocery store and you come across a pre-made chocolate cake, beautiful cake, and for some reason it's on manager special for 50% off with all the great ingredients in it. Then if you ask yourself, well, if you make that from scratch, how much would it cost you to utilize all the ingredients that you have from scratch, not to mention the time, effort, and energy? In that case, buying something already store bought will probably be a savings. So all things homemade are not necessarily cost effective or frugal. Next, thinking it's frugal to live a deprived life. Well, that's first of all a huge mistake, number one. By the way, I'm turning on my fan here, so if you hear a beep, hang on. There you go. I have a little portable fan that I like to keep, like to just get that warm air circulating a little bit because the heat is on right now. Anyway, sorry about that. Thinking it's frugal to live a deprived lifestyle? No. One thing beautiful about being a frugal person is, if there's anything about being a frugal person, it is I have a lot of choices. I make choices. So a misconception on some people's part is that frugality equals deprivation. That couldn't be further from the truth. So when I first started my frugal journey a while back, I was fearful of that. But no, that is not the case. Not the case at all whatsoever. All right. So next, thinking all the time that if you see a BOGO sale, BOGO is short for buy one, get one, like those buy one, get one free sales, that it's always a bargain. Read between the lines, read the small print. And I am personally leery when I see a so called BOGO sale, let's say on a flyer or an ad, and it doesn't tell you the number, it doesn't tell you the price of the item. I don't get that. Like, it doesn't make sense. Why aren't you telling us the price? So if it's such a great deal, why aren't you telling us? I don't like surprises like that. Maybe sometimes it could be, but not all the time. So presuming that BOGO sales are always a winner chicken dinner, not true at all whatsoever. Next, check out anything that says it's free without reading between the lines. Similar, just like we need to check out BOGO sales for real and for true. Sometimes things say they're free. Get this for free. You see that in bold print, right? But then sometimes people fail to see in teensy weensy itsy bitsy print for 30 days only, or for the first 7 days, or whatever. Many times there's a catch to it. Years ago, when starting on the frugal journey, oh, wow, so cool, free, free, free. Not necessarily. I always felt this way. Not all things in life that say they're free are necessarily free, but for real and for true, double check it. So, yeah. Definitely double check things that say free. The next one sounds kind of like a little ironic, but it's realistic. No spend days. No spend days are great and they are perfect. They're a great way to distinguish wants from needs, and it's also, in terms of when we, let's say, are putting our lives on training wheels in that area. It's a perfect way to do it, and I do believe there's nothing wrong with that. But if a person has a whole bunch of no spend days, however, they follow it up with triple spend days shortly after, I'm wondering, did it really work? Triple spend days on things that are absolutely not needs and all wants. So there has to be a little bit of a healthy balancing act. So no spend days are great practice, but it's the following up on that, in my opinion, that really proves the test of time. So if you're going to have a no spend day here and there, great. But don't follow it up with a triple spend day here or there close to it. Think about that for a second. Makes a lot of sense. Anyway, to me it does. Um Not doing the math and trusting the ideas of others just because maybe people see it in a book or a magazine or TV or even here on a video. Not everything everybody says necessarily makes a whole bunch of sense for your life. For example, there are a lot of people that want to venture off into, let's say, leading the nomadic lifestyle, living in cars, RVs. Sometimes they think they're saving money, and many times perhaps they are, but not always. There's not like one blanket thing where, oh, definitely, without fail, you're absolutely going to save money. Maybe yes, maybe no, but do all of the math before you venture off into such a lifestyle. And for a person that's not used to living that lifestyle and is used to a lot of comforts, that person will, in all probability, try to get as many comforts in. They're not like really getting the it factor when making that transition. And who knows, it might end up costing that person a whole lot of money. I'm not saying don't ever try the experience if this is something that is like calling your name. Like if you really want to try living that nomadic lifestyle by choice and on purpose, not to be confused with a lot of people who, unfortunately, at this moment in time, some people are kind of sort of forced into certain living conditions, not the glamorous choice of like high technical, RV living and stuff of that nature. But to think it's always cost effective, do the math. Maybe yes, hopefully yes. It sounds reasonable and logical. I don't know. I've never done that. I love watching videos of people that do that, but that's about it. I don't think I could see myself living that kind of a nomadic lifestyle. I do get the it factor why people want to do that, but ask yourself in your particular situation. We are not all cookie cutter people. What may work for someone on a video may absolutely be like awful for someone else. But you don't know unless you try. But the one thing that I strongly suggest is do the numbers, work the math. Math is actually our friend, as much as I've never been a huge fan of math. As it turns out, math is actually a very important tool and really is our friend. Next, last but not least, stocking up on items like tons of flour, tons of rice, tons of pasta, because that's what you hear everybody else tell you to do. But maybe in your individual lifestyle, and here we go again, what's pertinent to your individual lifestyle may not be appropriate for someone else's lifestyle. For the person that likes rice, uses rice, great. For the person that loves flour, uses flour, great. Pasta, etc. But for the person that does it on rare occasion, if at all, stocking up on those things because it's like the standard thing that people do, does it make sense? No, not necessarily. So sometimes we think we're doing something frugal, or we try it out with great intention only to find out it wasn't frugal. But you know what? And I do believe this because it is the truth. Experience is the best teacher. That is for sure. But before I forget, please don't forget to do the following. If you enjoy videos such as this, please let me know and let YouTube know by clicking the like button. By forgetting to click the like button, no one's going to know the difference. And oh well, how can changes be made for the positive and for the better? Just saying, just saying. All it takes is what? 1 second to click the like button if you genuinely like the video. It has to come from your heart. That's for sure. But you know what I think? I really think all of us should really consider this. I bet everybody thought that I was going to press the lady counting the money, but I want to do something differently today. Hasn't been done in a while. Let's play this very relaxing video. Hang on. I love that video clip, especially during these stressful times. Every once in a while, just kick back and find clips like that online. They're really amazing. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for the Sunday chat. Have an amazing and wonderful Saturday.